Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. We've had quite a change on the 24-hour difference, telling us that there's less bears in the casino now. There's still a lot left, but we have come off the extremes. We're at minus 30, which is really crazy, and we're now at minus 15. The technicals are fairly strong. We've included Google into the equation now because we had Japan's index, but it kind of bogged out on the price data, so we put in Google now. Okay. So that's off note. VIX was up a hell of a lot, 20% over the last 5 days. I know it's being crushed, so that's really interesting. But it's actually come down 7%. Okay, so that's obviously because we were risk on yesterday. So be a bit careful there because they might crush it and will be negative on the week. If so, then it's likely we might get to all-time high. If they crush the VIX, so that goes red on the 5-day, then we're probably going to pump on risk. Okay, remember there's loads of bears left, but we have seen a reduction of bears. Last Friday, UK 100, US 30 have been notable movers. AJ as well for a sell, but you've got to be careful with yen. And so that's the risk calc. QDB scores. Pound had a really good score all week. It's slightly dropping now. We had some retail sales out that were quite a heavy miss, so we're seeing a bit of reduction on the scores. The dollar's strong, New Zealand dollar is weak, Aussie is fairly strong, to be honest with you, so you could look for strong versus weak, potentially like NU maybe. They've shorted Aussie and they've gone long New Zealand dollar. Alright, so you could look for AN potentially. So there's the weakness on the New Zealand dollar there. Oh, it's ticked up higher a little bit. What's cool about this is that it does change very frequently, so you can keep an eye on this, and those numbers should change. So if you've got a bearish bias on the pound, say, because that retail sales, ideally you'd want it to come down, and then you're looking for sells. Okay, that's fine. Bit of strange message. So that's that. Hopefully Marco will be back so we can do some Marco scores next week because we haven't populated that data in a while. So hopefully he'll be back on Monday, and we'll check the robot. Slightly negative. So I'm looking at this pitchfork on GE, but we can. I'll show you guys that maybe next week. But basically we hit some confluence of resistance. That's all there was to it really. We had like a triple resistance and a stop loss cluster, so we'll have to be careful with that one. So we've got some dollar CAD exposure, which would ideally like the dollar to strengthen. Okay, so it is also hedged a little bit by selling it, but we do need the dollar to strengthen today. But I think if they're going to cross the VIX, then there's not probably going to be much demand for the USD. So we've got to be careful. So it's okay, it's not bad, sort of like one step forward, one step back, but we just need to have follow through on price action. We can't really have too much chop because otherwise, we're not going to profit. Market scope, and then a nice quick video today. And so they'd sold DAX, so we should be below this low, 16603. Okay, so this is okay. This candle, it's red, it's negative, and that'll be fine because they've gone long, so they're getting punished. Okay, but we should be below that low because that's where they've gone long. Okay, so currently slowly getting paid, so we should break that low. So the axis of note, S&P is more bullish than DAX, shorted it very heavily, and up we come. So they might sell it again. I think they might, because we're at all-time highs. Makes sense that you'd sell it because it's a good risk to reward. That's possible. That's what they're thinking. We might see some new bears potentially. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're looking at it from a risk to reward perspective, you've got like maybe 30 point stop loss. It's not too bad, and then you're looking for like something down here. You think that's not a bad trade, but then if they think of that en masse, it's going to impact the sentiment, isn't it? So old bears are getting squished. There's a possibility of new bulls, new bears entering. Sorry, so the old bears are getting squished, but the new bears are coming in, which I can't kind of blame them for doing it because you want get a good risk to reward, but you've got to keep an eye on your sentiment. They sold it very heavily, so up we come. If they sell it again, then up we come. And you ready? And I'm not going to do any trade today because I had an absolutely awful sleep. It's like the worst sleep I've had in years. And more information is in Discord, but I think I've got bats in my loft, which is a bit annoying, to be honest with you, especially if they're going to keep me awake. So they sold it, so we can create a box. I should be drawing boxes, really, but yeah. So if they sell it in quick succession, they sold it here, big reaction. Sell it again. We're gonna probably pump. Gold's gonna be of note because we had a good setup yesterday from them selling it, so we had that buy, and we need the crossover first if you're looking to sell. Okay, so there's the this that retracement I was on about yesterday that I found quite stressful. If you remember, I was putting lots of stuff in Discord saying how it was going to be a buy, the treasuries were falling, the herd had sold, it was going well, and it did do well, but it came all the way down very heavily, and it nearly came down to my stop. So it's all about a case of getting this trading station set up, and then really having like good risk management, and probably not to get too stressed if it does retrace. But it was slightly stressful because I had a decent size on it. And I was like, oh no, it's going to my break even, going to my stop. Because I entered, like, there was my stop, 2003 I think it was. I thought, oh no, it's coming all the way down to my stop loss, but it didn't, and we came down to that box and pumped. So if you're looking for a sell, you want a crossover. Alright, so don't look for a sell until we've had the crossover first, because we need to induce longs before we fall. Okay, so this pump's probably going to be okay, and it's going to be like trap. Alright, so that's today's video, and I might go back to bed because I'm absolutely knackered, and I'll speak to you guys soon, and I'll be around on the weekend for the COT data video as well, and hopefully Marco's back next week as well.